We live, of course, in the age of Photoshop trickery. I grew very tired, very quickly, of bilaterally symmetric, airborne, floating rocks and trees. And then comes along bilaterally symmetric, floating blossoms, like these from David Bookbinder. It might be easy to misinterpret Bookbinder's work as just another example of someone discovering a neat software trick. David's images, however, have a history that dates back some 2,500 years. The mandala paintings of the ancient world. Used as meditative devices, mandala paintings were often symmetric patterns that served as metaphors for the circle of life. Bookbinder's familiar with this history because he's involved in meditation and knows the use and purpose of such imagery. Turning the tools of his time, that is to say Photoshop, to the production of these ancient images came naturally. In fact, many of his images, all constructed from photographs of flowers, are strikingly similar to images I've seen in textbooks of mandala painting from India and Tibet. Yeah, I guess what is old is new again. A lesson we photographers might do well to remember in our quest for the new and previously unphotographed. Sometimes the best use of our modern tools is to turn back to ancient ways of seeing and learn from those untold generations of artists who've worked before us to make images of meaning and beauty. Tools are tools, and are only tools. If there was nothing to say beyond that, there would not be art in Bookbinder's images. The ease of which Photoshop allows him to create these images is not the core of this artwork. It's only a gateway that he's chosen to walk through. It's the metaphor that reigns supreme in Bookbinder's images. Mandalas are a metaphor for our minds, for the process of thought itself. Just as there are many states of mind and thoughts that occupy us, there are many compositions he can create using a variety of blossoms as his starting point. It should be noted, too, that these are not photographs of flowers, even though they began with flowers. In truth, Bookbinder could probably make his mandala photographs starting with almost anything, but flowers he chose, and flowers he stuck with as the project progressed. And speaking of progression, we published his work in 2007 at what has turned out to be only the beginning phases of his project. As I write this some 7 years later, he's still exploring mandalas in ever more complex and fascinating patterns. That's the thing about some projects. They offer more wiggle room and play potential than others. It's something worth looking for in your next project. That is to say, plasticity.